Good morning. Been a while since I've done one of these, and the reason why, if you're paying attention at all, is right before I went to South Africa. Um, I left on a Sunday. The Thursday before, as I was coming home, the Kia that I typically drive was breaking down. I still don't know what's wrong with it, but that's another story altogether. And I sold my little Mercedes-Benz compressor. What that means is I've bought a new vehicle and I didn't have anything to put the phone on where I could do things like this. So I have what is a new vehicle to me. It's used. It's a little Chevy Equinox. So I'm pretty happy to have it. So anyway, there's a lot of things to talk about. Just this weekend, gosh, I should pay more attention to what the meets are called. USA Powerlifting Tennessee had a meet Saturday in Franklin, and roughly 30 lifters. We only had one of the team lifting, and that was Brittany Hasty. She went 8 for 9, squatted a PR of 90 kilos, which I was really happy about. And let me backtrack a little bit. Brittany had nasal surgery. I'm not sure how far back, but it took her out of the gym for 2.5 weeks, maybe a little longer. And then we went through a really long process of just light training, so as not to, be a problem, and that area is so, delicate and vascular. So there was a lot of things that, we took our time with, and then we never got up to full steam, once we got into meet prep, to where she was doing the volume that she was doing prior to surgery. So, and that was by design, just simply because that's the process that we had to go through. So to hit a PR in the squat was a big deal for her. She hit a meet PR in the bench as well, which was 45 kilos, and she had a little more in the tank. Squat was right about there. Deadlift, we went for a PR, but she kind of shut it down a little quick, got it above her knees and shut it down. But it turned out that she hit a PR total, and that's really the name of the game. So I was pretty excited about that, pretty happy about it. And an 8 for 9 day, after surgery, and it's her third meet ever. So certainly have made some good progress and good gains. I was really happy about that. The thing that I was really struck by, as I'm watching, is Melissa and Jeff were at the table doing cards and data input. Mark Gertismeyer, who's the co-chair of Tennessee, was doing all the things. You got to have somebody that knows how to fix all the computer glitches that seem to happen, and whatever else. There was a couple of different issues that we worked on throughout the day, and that Mark does that as well as judge, and whatever needs to be, he kind of fills in wherever there's a need. Then I'm looking at the platform, and we had so many people from Team Ogre there that each session they were able to swap people out, and that's a really big deal at meets. All the judges were Team Ogre people, and so those are the things that are really, really exciting, that really one of the things that I really wanted to build with the gym is a culture, and not just a gym where people pay a monthly membership fee and come in and just kind of work out and leave. This is a team that competes together. This is a team that shows up and pushes one another and makes everyone accountable to each other, and more accountable to themselves. And if you're going to do this and you're going to compete, even if it's at the local level, it requires a certain level of effort and commitment, that it's not just going to the gym and working out. And so I was exceptionally proud of that. I am still kind of getting my life together as being gone to South Africa and then turning right around a few days later and being in Chicago, we have hit the ground running. And there, I literally, since I left for South Africa, there's been no downtime. And I got back from South Africa early Monday morning, went to work, came home to the gym, got up Tuesday, coached, went to the work, came back, coached that evening. Wednesday, packed a bag, gym in the morning, worked until about 4 o'clock and drove to the airport and went to Chicago. We got back about 11:30 on a Sunday night, and that's been a couple of weeks ago now. And it was get up Monday morning, gym, work, and gym. And that's the way it is. And Saturday last weekend was gym, and then Sunday was programming. And it's the same thing this week. I was in the gym briefly Saturday morning, but we were at the gym all day. And then we put Deanna and Mark's house back together and my gym back together. And yesterday was programming. So there's no days off, and that's just the way it is. So I feel exceedingly blessed and lucky, and I know I say that a lot, but if you do this long enough and you have a certain amount of time and money and effort invested in it, you'll understand why. Last thing I want to talk about is Coach Don McCauley passed away this weekend. And if you don't know who Coach McCauley is, do yourself a favor and Google him. And this guy was a tremendous coach and a tremendous person. And I know he had a huge effect on many, many people's lives and their careers as well. And so, think about his family, not only his immediate family, but all the people that he worked with and that he coached. This is going to be a big loss for them. And Travis Mash and I were chatting just briefly yesterday. I don't get to see Travis near enough, and that's a shame. I remember when he was Olympic lifting before he became famous for his powerlifting, and so it's really neat to see him do what he's doing right now. And I'll never forget, Travis asked me. I think we were at Barbells and Brews one year. It's been a couple 3 years ago. And he asked me, because at that point I think Travis had just turned 40 or 41. He asked me, when did my strength start to subside? And because you do something like this long enough, you stay in the strength field long enough, you become one of the old guys. And Travis and I have been around long enough that people like Coach Don and like, for me, my mentor Bob Schaefer, they get older and eventually, God calls them home. And that means we're, both Travis and I think would admit, especially me, as I'm older than he is, there's more road behind us now than there is ahead of us. And so you want to maximize that time, not only for yourself, but for your athletes and your family and for each other. So I hope this is a wake-up call for Travis and I, that we take the time. Both of us are extremely busy, but that we take a few extra minutes when we can be in each other's company and be thankful for, what we have and spend a little time together. And so, my sharing that with you, if there's people that are really important in your life, take the time. It doesn't have to be all the time, but take the time more than once in a blue moon just to let them know. And let's not just celebrate their greatness once they're gone. If they're great to you, then they need to know that. And I know that Don's people, Coach Don's people, I know he knew that. So I'm sorry to see him go, but I'm glad that he's not fighting, what he was fighting anymore, and that, hopefully his spirit now is resting easy. So, Godspeed to Coach Don McCauley. On that note, I think we have the next thing that's coming up will be January. I think Melissa and I are going to go to Columbus this weekend, and it is totally not lifting related. It's family related, and which we, clearly we need to take the time to do. And then I believe that we are home the rest of the year, and we will have our annual traditional New Year's Eve bash at our house and gym. And if you are within driving distance or even flying distance, and you want to come on. There will always be plenty to eat and something to drink, and enjoy the fellowship of all the people from the gym. January looks like there's a powerlifting meet that I know Corey Jean is going to do and Missy's going to do. There's the potential for a couple of others. It's the USPA Tennessee meet. I know a lot of the USA powerlifting people will freak out, but for Melissa, she's a master age lifter and likes pulling with the deadlift bar, likes to bench up on her toes, and likes the squat bar. And Corey wants to use knee wraps but not be in equipment, so they have that division, and it's close, it's within close proximity. Then we have potentially 4 people competing in it will be a strongman competition in Bowling Green area. I'm not exactly sure the date or which organization it is. Also this coming weekend, Christina will be competing at a USPA meet. I think it's Virginia, close to her family. This is something she had signed up to do before she came to the gym. And this will be a great learning experience for her. She was at the meet this weekend, had volunteered and helped spot and load in and load out and all those things. So I'm eager to see what she does for her first meet, even though she'll be on her own. So again, lots of things going on. The addition progress, real quick. We have a roof on the building. I'm hoping this week vinyl happens. Once vinyl is in place, then the gutter guy will be able to turn and burn on that pretty quick. I have not heard about the electrician yet, or insulation, and all those things have to be in play before I can put a garage door on it. So that's kind of where we're at. Hopefully this week we'll start seeing some action and can get that all squared away. Ben came in and the framers had not finished all the anchors, so he's done that type of work before and finished all the anchors, so we're good there, and we're just waiting on contractors. So my hope is by the end of the month it's going to be completely usable, and we'll be in there in December 100% with lights and heat and all those things. So that's an update. Again, long-winded, but it's an update. Again, always thanks for following along, and if you have questions or interest in the gym, or you want to buy a t-shirt, or you need a coach, or you just want to consult about a lift and send a video, you can reach me at teamoger@outlook.com. I'm on Facebook, and the Instagram is for the gym is _ogre_compound, and shoot us a message, and we'll see if we can give you some good advice and help you along with what you're doing. All right, everybody, have a great day.